Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election that was held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023. And that controversial result, which was in favor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was challenged by the top contenders, Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Now, they are not satisfied with the verdict of Presidential Election Petition Court, and they have headed to the Supreme Court. Atiku Abubakar is at the center of what we are talking about now, because Atiku went to United States to subpoena Chicago State University in his effort to prove that the Chicago State University certificate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission was forged. That was his main purpose. Now, despite every effort that Tinubu made to stop him from getting these documents, Atiku eventually got them. And the reverberation from it is still continuing. And it is the talk of town. And in those documents that contains Tinubu's academic record, which was also deposited, there was a deposition on the issue about the certificate. For example, in the deposition, Mr. Caleb Westberg, who is the registrar of the university, while he admitted that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was their student and that he graduated, he pointedly declared that he cannot verify the certificate that Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. Those were his statements even during the preliminary process in the court processes. And in the deposition, he still insisted that he don't know where Tinubu got his certificate from. While he was not disputing that Tinubu was their student and that he graduated, but he cannot vouch for the certificate in INEC. And it was a classic definition of forgery, as stipulated by Supreme Court in Agi against versus PDP. When a source that is purported to be an issuer of a document disown that document, it means that the document was forged. And Atiku has been able to, by the deposition by Mr. Westberg, he was convinced that he has a smoking gun and that the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC was forged. And those who have looked at these two certificates, the one that Tinubu submitted and the one that Enahoro Eba got by subpoena from the same university, the difference is as day and night. It was as day and night. The logo, that's the one that Tinubu submitted, was a triangular logo, while the other one is like a fist of a hand. The real one, the one that Enahoro Eba obtained, and the one that is authentic. Now, a new dimension has been added to this matter by a report by the BBC declaring that in their own investigation that they were able to find out that there is no proof, no evidence that Tinubu forged the certificate he submitted to INEC. Now, the supporters of Tinubu, from Festus Keyamo to Bayo Nanoga, everybody, they are celebrating this now. But this same BBC did a tabulation of Rivers State results using information on the beavers to show that P2B won. And in their own investigation, they say P2B won. And P2B actually won Rivers State, because P2B has also presented the evidence that he won Rivers State to the Presidential Election Petition Court, which erroneously dismissed it. Of course, P2B is representing it again to the Supreme Court to look at it again. At that time, the APC, the Onanoga and co, they didn't have any regard for BBC. But now they are celebrating it. But BBC said, are they right in claiming that there is no evidence, no proof that Tinubu forged his certificate? What evidence, what was their proof? They claim that they looked at that the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC, that they have seen previous results, samples of Chicago State University, which had the same wordings and the same logo with the one Tinubu submitted. And those are basically those that were issued in the year 2000s, from the 2000s. That's the one that they saw resemblant to Tinubu certificate. But Tinubu's certificate was issued to him in the 1990s. And in the 1990s, all the certificates that were issued in the 1990s, none of them looked like the one that Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. It therefore means that the person that helped Tinubu to get the certificate submitted to INEC, whether it was a third party or whatever, went and gave him the resemblance of the certificate they were issuing for those who demanded for replacement in the 2000s, whereas the one he was having was issued to him in the 1990s. And to also show you that there is a comma in that certificate, the present president of Chicago State University was among the signatories of the certificate that Tinubu is holding. And the man was appointed the president in 2018. So how could he have signed for a certificate of the 1990s? These are the issues that the BBC deliberately overlooked, or that they were so sloppy in their research that they didn't take that into consideration. I never expected that BBC should be so sloppy, so quick. Even the BBC didn't take cognizance of the fact that there were a lot of question marks on how Tinubu even got the admission in the first place. His claim that he attended Government College, Lagos, that he graduated from there when the school was not even in existence by 1970, that he claimed he graduated from it. So I'm agreeing with Frank Shaibu, the spokesperson of PDP, that what the BBC did was hatchet job. And I'm not surprised that it could be true, because look at the byline of those who wrote that BBC report. They were Nigerians. They were all Nigerians, the three of them. They were all bearing Nigerian name, one Igbo name, one Yoruba name, one Igbo name, one Hausa name. So Nigerian, the kind of thing that happened in Nigeria might have happened to them. And they were able to come up with a report that has been widely condemned by most Nigerians, because most Nigerians have seen the certificate. They are online. Go and check Tinubu, the one he submitted to INEC. Go and check the one that Enahoro Eba got, the one that Atiku Abubakar got. You find out the difference between them is like day and night. In the wordings, in the grammatical mistakes that fool the one that Tinubu submitted. That the BBC could see all these things and say there is no proof. Now, but there is no better proof than the proof by Mr. Caleb Westberg, the registrar, in his deposition. Because deposition means he was talking under oath. He said that he don't know where Tinubu got the certificate from, the one he submitted to INEC. That is the smoking gun. And unfortunately, the BBC didn't dwell on that. What they were doing is comparing Tinubu's 1990s issued certificate to that of the 2000s, which have a resemblance to it in terms of wordings, with which the BBC now concluded that there's nothing wrong with the one that Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, that such types of certificate had been available through the Chicago State University. But that's their own statement. The registrar of the university, who ought to confirm the certificate that was with INEC, dissociated themselves from it, dissociated the university from it. And he even went as far as alleging or alluding that he might have gotten it from third-party people that specialize in forging results online. So that is the position of the university. Now the BBC is trying to change the narrative by this report, which is very unfortunate coming from the BBC, because BBC is expected to do a better fact-checking before rushing to the media to spread their information. In any case, at the end of the day, the ball is in the court of the Supreme Court to determine whether what Tinubu gave to INEC was authentic or not. But from the deposition of the Chicago State University registrar, who swore under oath, he said he don't know where Tinubu got that certificate. And that is the bone of contention. People have made a lot of mountain out of molehill in the terms of that Tinubu attended school. After all, the university has said that he was admitted and he graduated. But that's not the point. His graduation is not the point. The point is that what did he submit to INEC? It was what he submitted to INEC that is the bone of contention. What he submitted to INEC, was it from the University of Chicago? The University of Chicago say it's not from them. And that is a classic definition by Supreme Court itself of what is forgery. That is what it is. Those dancing around the whole thing, using propaganda. You know, initially when these documents were released to Atiku Abubakar, while Atiku Abubakar was still prevaricating on what to do, which I had expected him to address a world press conference, he waited for days. And then that days he waited, Tinubu people took the initiative and began to spread it in the media that the university verifies Tinubu's certificate, which was not true. But that was what was carried everywhere by major newspapers, television houses in Nigeria. And that was when they began to spread the narrative that Atiku had achieved nothing because the university has verified Tinubu's certificate. But that was not true, because the deposition was clear and it's there for everybody to see. In the deposition, they said they don't know where Tinubu got his certificate he gave to INEC. And also, the bone of contention was not whether Tinubu attended the university or not. What Atiku wanted to prove was forgery against Tinubu. And he had gotten what he wanted by the results that came out from Chicago, from the words and the depositions from Caleb Westberg, the registrar of that university. That was all that is needed, his words. Initially, they were reluctant to swear under oath about the Tinubu certificate. They said they can't swear under oath. But the Judge Nancy Maldonado compelled them that beside releasing this document, they must swear under oath that Tinubu's certificate and every other thing that has to do with those things, they will declare them under deposition. And that was exactly what happened. And that was the game changer for Atiku Abubakar. And the university acknowledged that Tinubu's certificate with INEC didn't come from the university, that they don't know where he got it. And the BBC in their report was silent on this key fact that is essential in proving allegation of forgery in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, and which is what Atiku Abubakar is looking for, so that he can be able to invoke Section 137 1J of the 1999 Constitution, which, if it is invoked and accepted by the Supreme Court, that what Tinubu submitted was forged, his election will be nullified, like similar elections like his. Now, Atiku had gotten the evidence. BBC had come from nowhere to interfere in the matter with this result that this claim it is making, that there is no proof. They were wrong. The BBC is wrong. The BBC is wrong. Westberg, the registrar, was clear that they don't know where Tinubu got the certificate submitted to INEC. That should be more comforting to Atiku Abubakar and those who believe strongly that what Tinubu submitted was forged than what BBC has to say. And it's now left for the Supreme Court to decide. But the truth of the matter remains, BBC was wrong. They were wrong in this, their fact-checking, in this, their report. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.